Hey artists and creators, welcome back to Funk and Dazzles. I'm J-Star, and today I want to show you how I made these vintage style photo album pages. They look like old photos that have been worn with time, plucked right out of a family photo album. There's a few steps, but they're all pretty simple, so let's get started. All right, so the first thing we want to do is we want to stencil our paper, and I'm going to use two different kinds. I've got some purple construction paper. This is just from a Dollar Tree pad. I just really like the color. And then some black cardstock, my standard go-to. But let's do this one first. Now, I'm going to tape this down because it makes for easier stamping. So I'm going to tape this to the mat. And then I've got this cool stencil, which came from Temu. Pretty cool. I wanted a damask to make these. I want it to look like a rich velvet damask. And that's part of the reason I'm using the construction paper too, because the construction paper has that interesting texture. It's not slick, it's sort of rough. So I'll tape that down and tape that down. And now I'm going to take some Distress Oxide in Villainous Potion and just daub it through all the things, all the openings. Oop. And it may not look like it's doing much, but it is printing, you know, creating the stencil on the other side. Go ahead and do the whole page. My whole table is shaking. Okay, so now we have our printed paper, the purple one. Looks cool, and I like the variation, you know, the lights and the darks that are appearing. Makes it look even more worn. And now we're going to take the black one. Try to do this one a little straighter. Tape that edge. And since this is not 8.5 by 11, I'll just center it in the middle. Actually, I'm going to put it to one edge so I have a straight edge and I'll know that it's straight. And I'm going to just tape along the very edge of the stencil. Hopefully that'll hold it down enough. And now for this one, I'm going to use black soot, and it's an oxide. What basically is going to happen on this black is the ink is going to soak into the paper, but the oxide pigment is going to stay on top, and it's going to be a little bit grayer and a little bit cloudier black. Again, it is black soot, so it's a little grayer black than like black. So same thing. I'm not worrying about the ink that's already on here on the stencil, the purple ink. Okay, let's look at this. Come on, tape. Nice, look at that. Just a subtle damask pattern. And these rinse off super easy, so no worries if ink gets on there. Okay. Okay, cool. So we have some damask papers. I just want to cut those into the sizes that we need. Now, I really like it to line up perfectly. So, you know, you want it centered. So let's see, let's start by, let's cut this off. And then, so it's going to be 2.5 wide. So half of that is 1 1/4. I'm going to go here, 1 1/4. And then 3 1/2. And then the full 2 1/2. And there's our little centered Demis card. I want to see, can I get, that's 1 1/4, right? Oh yeah, okay. So with that stencil, you can get 3 across. Let's see, is this one? That's the center 1 1/4. All right, cool. Can you see those subtle markings? Very nice. And then let's cut a couple out of here. Let's see, can we get 2 1/2? If that's 1 1/4, just, okay, so let's do that. 1 1/4. I think this is a little angled. Oh, I pray for the best. All right, so now we want to select our photos, and I already decided I needed to do her. And these are all Louisa Heinzel photos. I think the set is $7, and you get, I think it's 7 pages, which is however many. This is 8 1/2 long, you know, by 11. So it's at least 24 pictures per page. It's a ton. There's a ton of pictures. So let's see, I like this guy down here. And there are all kinds of pictures. I mean, look at her with her horse. It's just great. And then just a little teddy bear. So just pick your pictures. And I like these little kids right here. And I want to do an unhappy couple. We'll play with that one. Okay. So the first thing that I want to do here is, I think, yeah, that'll cover it. So we're just going to age the edges with some vintage photo. Fitting, correct? Right? So that looks good. On the rest of them, I do want to just swipe the edge with vintage photo to get rid of that white seam. Let me just show you. If you put this down, see that white edge? It really just kind of glares. But then if you ink it down, now it's part of the page. Cool. Seems, you know, seems authentic. There's no gaps, no light peeking through. All right. Cool. So just age the edges, and you can use like a brown Sharpie, just go along the edge, or a brown marker. Anything like that will work. Just, you know, figure out how to do your edge. So I want to make these look more vintage. Okay. And so some of the things you can do is just add a crease in them, or, you know, where the photo got folded over. And what I like to do is fold it over and then sand it. Okay. Just sand that edge. And now, of course, that brings up that white line, but now we can go back with our vintage photo ink. And now we have that, which makes it look great. And I also want to rough these edges a little bit. So I'm just going to open my scissors and drag it along the top and kind of peel some of that paper apart. There are little things you can get for distressing paper edges. I haven't gotten one. They always seem to be expensive. All right, and so now we ink that down. Oh, and look at that. It made a nice little tear right there. Let's get that all inked inside there and ink the edges. And now it gives some texture to the photo. I think that's pretty cool. Let's see. I think we might maybe do fold up here. Actually, on him, I think I'm going to just tear it apart. Okay, and I'm going to ink it a little bit. Okay. I'm almost tempted to leave the corner unreturned, but I want to use our vintage tape. Okay, so just rough up the edges, ink that back up. Now we have that. And I'll go ahead and do this one too. I did this one before, did this idea before, and everybody loved it. It was their favorite one. So I took the couple, and the photos, they kind of make blank stares. They don't smile in the photos usually. So I thought it'd be fun to tear them apart as if somebody got mad at somebody and ripped them out of the picture, but then forgave them and taped the picture back together. So that's what we're going to do. So just tear it, rough the edges, ink that up, and then let me get some of the tape. Now, silly me, I made some more vintage tape just before filming this on the back side of what I was almost finished using. So where's my tapes at? Okay, so got this nice tape. Oop. Let that finish drying. Okay, so I'm going to take a piece long enough. I'm going to put it on half that picture, and then the other half, so that picture has been repaired back in time somewhere. And adds a little bit of color and interest to this. Are his edges rough enough? Maybe. Okay, and then for the couple, okay, and I've taped it back together a little bit wonky on purpose because I think that adds to the, the look of it. All right, let's see, for the kids, maybe they just need a little bit of a crease. Okay, maybe a little rougher edge. All right. Cool. All right, so we've got our photos prepared, and I think we'll go ahead and stick them down to their pages. Let's see. Yes. Cool. I think we'll put him on purple and her on purple. Looks very nice. All right, and I got some photo corners, which I'm very excited about, which are peel and stick. All you have to do is peel them off and stick them on the corner. But I am going to put a little glue inside each of these corners on the inside because we don't want the pictures to fall out. Normally you would be able to move, you know, the reason for the photo corner is so you can take the photo in and out of the photo album, but we don't want to do that. Oh, come on. The backs are very sticky. Okay. Actually, I guess we don't really need it inside because we're going to glue the picture to the back of the to the paper as well. Looks like a trio of cats. Meow, 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 meow. Or Batman. I'm Batman, the crafter. Okay. Oh, looks so good. So now we can just take a little bit of glue, throw that in there, a little on each of these stickers. Okay. And this is just Aleene's tacky glue in a little needle tip bottle. And we'll kind of get that centered best we can. Come on. This is trickier to do than I thought it would be. Okay. Well, that's pretty cool. Now, if you don't have photo corners, which I got these on Amazon, you can make your own. It's not very hard. I'll just show you. You want to take, make a strip of paper, black usually, that's 3/8 of an inch. Is that right? Yes, 3/8 of an inch. And then you can just take a little strip and fold it around your corner. Okay. And then when you go to put this on, just glue that and then fold it around. So, looks like that. Looks like that. Did I do that on camera? Okay. So you can make your own. I like these pre-made one because they have that little indentation. And there's even, I saw a punch that you can get to punch paper. And I think it depresses a little bit of something there as well. So I'm going to try this a different way. I'm going to put glue in the middle. Okay. And then center her. All right. And now, before that glue sets, I'm going to slip these underneath there. Come on. Well, is that going to work? Well, okay. Part of this look is I'm not aiming for perfection. So I guess a little bit of wonkiness is okay, but she looks pretty great. So let's get the rest of these done, and then we'll do the name tags. Okay, these look pretty cool, I think. See them without the glare. And I think I will just kind of touch them a little bit with the oxide ink. Actually, maybe I'll do some of the vintage photo on the black. Yeah. I'm gonna hit those photo corners just a little bit too. Cool. All right, a little bit aging, very nice. So now we're gonna put some labels on. Right, so now we're going to make some little nameplates for the names on each photo. And I've got this stamp set, and that little border is the same width, so that looks nice. Use that, and I'm gonna use some old book pages to make the things. I can use some tea-dyed, this is a tea-dyed book page. I can use that as well. Let's see, I just need like one more. Let's, come on. There's a bottom page that's blank. Oh, the whole page. All right. So, take our little stampy stamp. And I'll use the oxide ink again. And I'll just make a little... Good. All right, stamp them, and then I think I'm going to go ahead and stamp the names in now because it'll be a little easier to hold the bigger piece of paper steady. Now, on this one, I forget what this is called, like French dates or French something, but it had this kind of long thing. I cut it up, but part of it was this little Fichet and Poulange. So I'm going to pretend that's these kids' names. Fichet and Poulange. That would not be a fun name to have. And I think I'm going to use a different ink. I want it to stand out. I want it to look like, you know, someone else has written, or, you know, it's been written in there. Not too bad. Okay, do that. And then I think for this married couple, happily married, back together couple, I'm going to use this date, the 30th of Avril. So it's sort of like maybe their marriage date. Yeah, that looks nice. Let's see, these are kind of small. Let's call her, what is this, O.Z. Johnson? Okay. Cool. And then one last guy, and I think there's a small name on here too. Dave Goodman. Yeah, that should be fine. Dave Goodman. It might get cut off, so it might just be Dave Good. In fact, I think it is Dave Goodman. I'll scooch it over. That was pretty good. Okay, so now I'll cut them out. And if you remember my little trick for these inverted round corners, use your hole punch, and then you don't have to be crazy with the scissors. I couldn't get them nice and round if I wanted to. Okay, so where's Dave Goodman? There's Dave Goodman. Okay, and the last thing left to do is I'm going to age these edges a little bit. It's a little tricky, but use your fingers and you'll get it done. Use your fingers as a thing to press against. And I actually think I might make a little bend in that one, give it a little something different. All right, and then now we're just going to use glue stick because this is old book page, just very thin, very porous, and construction paper and cardstock. So the glue stick will hold. And we'll just put Dave Goodman there. Cool. And then cool. All right, I've got them finished on the front. I've got their backs put on. I used that golden yellow color. I think that looks pretty cool with it. Very aged. And the last thing we want to do is round the corners. And I have this little punch here. We're going to use the 5mm side and carefully get in there over that photo corner. Cool. Yeah, I do like the rounded corners. I didn't think I was going to, but they really set it off. All right, and then we'll just ink those little bitty corners just to make sure that looks good. And actually, I think I'm going to give a little ink to those tags. Yeah, seem a little bright. Cool. And that one was on the coffee dyed paper, so it already looks good. And there we have it, our photo album pages as an artist trading card. This could be used for junk journaling. You know, you could put them in pockets, make them bigger, make them smaller maybe, I don't know. These pictures basically just come, you know, 2 inch by 2 inch. I think they turned out pretty cool. Got the slight damask pattern in the background, some aged pictures, cute photo corners, and a little name on each one. So there we go. Vintage photo album pages. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please like and subscribe and leave me a comment. I'd love to hear from you. From Funk and Dazzles, this is J-Star saying, have a great day and keep creating.